Uh, so we have been hearing about Tridots Technology as one of the growing partners in India, and recently we have seen you have done good number of enterprise projects as well. So we would like to start this webinar off with your introduction. Who is Rajarajan? What he does with Tridots Tech. So you can start off with your journey. Who are you, Rajarajan? People would be happy to
Okay.
know about you. Yeah.
Hi everyone, this is Rajarajan Anbalagan, founder of Tridots Tech. So I've been into this industry for almost 18 plus years. So I started my career as a data entry operator, and slowly, got into some technical. I was a techie, and I was working enterprise companies as well. So parallelly, I was able to run a company called Valiant Systems, and due to some technical reasons, we have changed the name to Tridots Tech. So with respect to solutions, we have been delivering solutions to small and medium enterprises, and by providing softwares like web applications, mobile applications, and desktop applications as well. And for the past 8 years, we have been aligned with Frappe and ERP Next oriented products and services. And yeah, right now we are the silver partner, and we have joined as a silver partner for the last year, and probably in 1 year we were able to make from bronze to silver. So hope we are moving towards the gold right now.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's been a year only, and we have seen you going from an entry level partner to a silver level partner within just a year. And I think you will be hitting the gold tier soon.
Yeah.
So you spoke about you started your career as a data operator, data entry operator, right? So how did you get into starting your own organization then? What actually made you think of starting Tridots Technology?
Yes, so I am the first gen entrepreneur. So basically, to survive, once you got into from town to cities, usually we need to survive, right? So I was into a kind of a marine industry company, and I was working as started with my career parallelly, was working and doing some activities, and even I have started my kind of business kind of thought process with college projects. So I have taken some college student projects and started giving some guidance and inputs to them and build some projects for them. And parallelly, work from kind of options. We started with the small projects, and parallelly started a kind of small, because our background is like a middle class family where the entire family circle is in kind of government job employments kind of stuff. I'm the first gen entrepreneur, and I just wanted to make more businesses, and just got into this business like with a small apartment, and slowly we were able to make it happen. Yes.
Got it, got it. So Tridots Technology started with first of all assisting college students, then starting off with app development, software development for various companies, right?
Yes.
And so why did you think of getting into ERP implementations after that?
Yeah, so we were starting our, since I was a technical guy who was into .NET kind of technologies. Our entire team was into .NET based developments,
Okay.
and being a .NET development, and there are a lot of technical stuffs involved. Like we have to learn C Sharp, ASP.NET, SQL Server, a lot of technology stacks we have to have. So assuming if we recruit people, we have to ensure that we have to align with a lot of technology stacks,
Right.
and competing with corporate companies, making them comfortable with respect to salaries and other stuff. It is very difficult. So we were able to manage, but somehow we were aligned with some other open source technologies like PHP and other stuff, and we have been following web nodes. This particular web nodes, our previous product name, right? So we
Okay.
have been following from web nodes, and we inspired that product, and we actually built products using similar kind of concept, single page applications. So during that time, single page application was more familiar. So we were very much interested by looking at the web nodes, and we started accommodating, started implementing certain aspects from web nodes and built the products for a marine industry.
Okay.
We built a product and we deployed in various ships, and it was a really good product and was well running. And even after that, when you start writing .NET or any programming, we have to do a lot of coding in order to achieve a basic CRUD operations.
Right.
Like, basically, as in thousands of lines, we have to write for a simple CRUD and create, read, write.
Right.
So one fine morning, we thought of, moving away from this .NET technologies and found, Frappe framework is a very low code, no code framework where we found this is a very great framework. And we were able to accommodate basic functionalities like CRUD operations, without much efforts. And we were able to concentrate on the business logics to be accommodated into the system, rather than spending on basic, create, delete kind of stuff. So
Right.
we were able to spin up the backend. Say, for example, we were doing a lot of mobile app developments. So for that, a lot of backends to be built.
Yes.
So in order to spin up certain things to make the mobile app development as easy as possible, so we need to have an API in ready. So in .NET and all, we have to do a lot of efforts to accommodate to build the backend itself. There are a lot of efforts involved. But in Frappe, we found there are default APIs available, so where we were able to find very useful, and we were able to spin up the backend and make sure that we concentrated in the front end of mobile app developments easily and delivered the same to the customers.
Got it. So that's how you actually stumbled upon Frappe as well, right? Through
Yeah.
Frappe framework, I think.
Yeah. So basically, Frappe is an awesome framework. So we primarily a fan of Frappe. So our entire organization, everyone in the organization know Frappe, whether in the form of end user or in the form of configurations or support or technical guys or functional guys. Everybody knows Frappe. So there is no more kind of proprietary software in place with us. So we are all open source right now, and we had an opportunity to project ourselves for our services during one of the conference, and I conveyed as my thought process into the conference. Actually, right now it is getting implemented by Frappe, like builder kind of things,
Right.
and there are some good amount of guidelines are even the Ionic thing. I mean, the mobile app development right now they have developed HRMS in the Ionic platform where they have built a PWA. So these things conveyed a long back in the conference. Actually, it is coming right now true. So that I feel really great that Frappe is slowly evolving in terms of apart from a standard framework to whatever the best the industry expects, they're moving ahead in the right direction.
Right. So it was which year wherein you found out Frappe framework? I think it is way back.
Yeah, almost 9 years back. So it was 10 actually. I was not sure, but again, we were able to accommodate the Frappe framework in this. Initially, we started with Frappe based development for our this thing, and slowly we were able to get into the ERP next as well.
Got
And the particular product evolved very much good in terms of right now version 15. A lot of great features and simple, sleek. We were able to build classic and world-class products using Frappe framework.
Got it. So moreover, Frappe framework is the reason wherein you actually stuck with Frappe because you liked the framework part wherein it helped you and your organization to build awesome custom developments for your customers, right? Got it.
Yeah, so we have explored a lot of technologies like MongoDB, mean stack, PHP, or other stacks like Django framework, or whatever the frameworks which we have touched upon. But we felt like this framework gives a lot of confident in by developing and delivering. We can commit timelines, deadlines to the customers, and we were able to deliver. And also, usually, when we do the custom development, typically when we write a lot of codes, we used to
Right.
get a lot of issues in all the custom developments. But once we accommodated this framework in picture, we were able to minimize the time. I mean, in terms of the bugs after post delivery. So that is a great thing that we found, and that is the major reason that we have accommodated and sticked around with Frappe.
Got it. Got it. So I would like to know more about your journey with respect to ERP next, because currently, with respect to Frappe services, you are one of our official partners and you are taking out ERP services into the market. So I would like to know more from your end how the product ERP is actually helping you to cover the market.
So our initial, implementation was actually a kind of failure kind of model. So we started in, I mean, we were adapted the framework, but when we started with the ERP implementation for a kind of organizations, that time either we were not matured enough to handle the enterprise or kind of customers, or the product still has a kind of limitations in terms of covering a manufacturing process kind of stuff. So we actually tried a couple of scenarios, couple of implementations, and we stopped for a year or two, and we found there was a proper community contributions towards the framework, and a lot of features got added into this, and we found it was a promising product where we should definitely able to get and adapt it accordingly. So we just found we were able to implement successfully from a couple of implementations after that, and then we were able to make it happen. So we were into four different industries primarily concentrated. So one is retail, distribution, manufacturing, and service industry.
Okay.
So we have built a lot of products as well in terms of Frappe, based on Frappe. So we have built products like e-commerce industry, omnichannel retailing, and single vendor, multi vendor kind of stuff.
Got it. Got it. So it's very interesting to hear that your very first project, you actually failed in that. And despite of getting disappointed with the failure, you actually stuck to the product. You actually took out the product aggressively in the market after that, right? So what made you think that you should stick to the product only and then take out the services in the market? So or what were the actions you took to rectify your mistakes?
Yeah, so we were able to successfully implement HRMS module. So there was a plenty of customization that we have done during that time.
Right.
There is a manufacturing company. There are a lot of different types of employments, different types of leave handling and salary pay slips and all. So that time, it was say for example, roster. So roster and all feature and all was not there in the system that time. So we
Right.
were able to build that feature, and we were successfully implemented, and still they are running the show. But
Okay.
when they started accommodating the manufacturing process, we were not able to handle. So that is the reason. But again, we constantly following and constantly improvising both technical and functional skills.
Okay.
So being a technical person, yes, you should be able to install it and then run and show stuff. But going to the customers and getting their inputs and accommodating their inputs into the system, mapping the respective feature in the system is a key thing. So we improved that area and make sure that we were able to help both technically and functionally with respect to the implementation, and that is the key success for any organization.
Got it. Got it. So we have a lot of attendees right now, around 15, and
Okay.
most of them are interested for partnership. And I think they are very new into the partnership phase, right? So what are the key learnings you would actually suggest to this interested partner prospects? Wherein, I mean, I have seen certain use cases wherein they have clients wherein they want to implement ERP, and ERP next becomes the primary source for getting implemented. But over here, the challenge is certain partners do not have such understanding of the product, right? Majorly on the functional side or the technical side. So, what would you suggest to this kind of partners? What should be their roadmap for this?
Okay. So one thing is consistency. So we have to do any activity consistently to accommodate the results. So we have to be like in a day or two or in a month or in a year, maturing in the respective implementation is not a big deal. So we have to spend time to ensure that we are learning the product both in technical as well as the functional
Hmm.
to make sure that it is all about learning is something is different while we implementing in real time is different.
Right.
So by going through the documentation or a product, we were able to understand and we might be comfortable with the features and all. But when a customer comes up in a ad hoc queries or ad hoc scenarios to be covered, that time we'll be in trouble. So it is all about by experience only we'll be able to cover up all these things to make sure that to become a successful implementation.
Right.
So in order to mature with this particular ecosystem, so we have to be strong in both technical as well as functional, and it requires a lot of time for any partner to make it in terms of technical aspects, learning, build the team, and making the team available during the growth of the time, and building the functional aspects. We actually failed because of we had a kind of only techie people with us and then handling the implementations. Probably we have to ensure that we have to align the responsibilities in place to make sure to take care of the respective activities, like preparing BRDs and getting the proper requirements in place, and then the requirement gathering is a key actually. So not every customers are interested to spend time and money for the business requirements.
Right.
So they will just simply say initially they will simply my process is very simple, and we give a budget and then we start it. So as you are aware of, the Indian customers are like always come up with a very low budget and they wanted kind of features. And now again, the tagline with the ERP Next is, since it is open source and free, they will always mention that, hey, it's a free product here. Why are you, asking this much for the
Right.
customization or implementation?
Right.
So we have to be ensure that what value addition that we are giving in order to implement for their organization. So
Right.
we have to ensure that we are convincing them by providing reasonable experiences and success stories and unique things for your organization.
Right. Right. So you mentioned this point, right? It is very important to have both of the members on the on the both of the sides, right? On the functional side and on the technical side as well. I have this question for you. If someone wants to start a partnership with Frappe or offering ERP Next services, majorly he should focus on one domain, which can be either FMCG, manufacturing, e-commerce, or maybe he should actually have multiple domains offering services to. What's your suggestion on this?
100% we have to align with one particular domain. That is the key success for any organization. The primary objective for the founders of ERP and co-founders, they wanted to make sure that how we are able to reuse certain things, the implementation scenarios or use cases or the efforts that we have done. So
Right.
in order to make certain implementations reusable, we have to be stick to one particular domain, at least initially, to make sure that we are able to accommodate the use cases. If I start with retail domain, okay, I started implementing a couple of domains. So I'll have kind of the expectations, what we are getting from the customers, I'll be comfortable. the very next customer, if I go, probably will well very much aware of what they are going to ask.
Right.
So it is always good to start with one particular domain, either it is a retail or a manufacturing, where they are found it's strong then in terms of functional. Probably to go with start with a single. That
Great.
is my take on this.
I think this will really help who is actually interested to take out ERP Next offering, right? Because I have seen this query a lot of times, wherein if someone wants to join officially as a partner, they are actually confused to actually cater to which kind of domain. Because in India, right, if you see, majorly there are manufacturing companies. So everyone wants to get into manufacturing, or they either want to get into new age companies like fintech and all, right? So it is very critical to understand your area of expertise first, right? What experience you actually get into, and after that only decide what domain you actually want to cater to, right?
We have to start saying no to certain aspects. It's assume if you are staying in a kind of a specific city where you can just study the your city and the market. So overall, you are able to, so assume if you are becoming a manufacturing kind of city, a lot of companies we are able to find. Probably you can stick to that specific company. Definitely, you will get a lot of leads in various domains. It's all about to whether you are taking everything in, and started accommodating, or you are ensuring that either you can collaborate with some other partners or some other people available in the ecosystem where you can share each other and ensure that initially to start with probably you can share, and then later point of time when you are comfortable or when your team expands you can accommodate that. Initially we have to say no to certain aspects. That is my key. So stick to one particular thing for the better understanding of the product or the domain.
Got it. Got it. So I have this question for you. Uh, what do you think of ERP Next? Be very honest. If you find any issues with ERP Next, I would like to hear an honest feedback from you about the product. What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages which you feel? Yeah.
Okay. So with respect to ERP Next, so the very first thing is it's made in India.
Okay.
Where we can say proudly say that it is made in India and 100% true open source.
Right.
Before we get into this product, we were actually again we were working with .NET, right? So we were exploring a lot of products available in the market, and we found the open source products, lot of products available. The maturity of the product, the interface, and a lot of things, they made a premature stage.
Right.
Wood was the one which we found, but again, it was having a lot of strings attached with that particular product, and we found that ERP Next comes up with a lot of goodies out of the box available, where we should be able to confidently take that product and move ahead with this implementation. As part of the product, yes, to start with, we had like very limitations in terms of the features. And every year, the community is contributing like anything, and also Frappe investing a lot of time and effort to beat the market expectations. And version 15 is something like awesome UI they have brought in. See, for certain peoples, yes, it may not give a kind of colorfulness or kind of jazzy thing that with the product, but provided as an enterprise company, will always wanted to have a day-to-day operations. We need to have a simplified and very lightweight system in place. Then
Right.
only you will concentrate on the operations rather than looking at the colors.
Right.
So, ERP Next is a very great and lightweight tool where we should be able to, like, in earlier days of development, we were able to differentiate the website or a desktop framework. In desktop, we used to navigate very fast, and then probably that feel we will not expect in the web framework. So when I click a page, it will go to the page and refresh and come back, and white screen will come, and then in ERP Next, you will get the feel of desktop application for sure. In ERP Next 15 version, They've improved a lot in terms of the simplicity. They've removed a unnecessary, complexity in the user interfaces, and it's a very great user interface to start with. And also, in order to satisfy the people who are looking for a colorfulness, they brought in another framework, Vue.js framework in picture, Frappe UI in picture, where we should be able to build our own user interfaces to accommodate the nice
Right.
dashboards, the nice applications in picture.
Got it. Got it. So thank you for answering that. So I have one question for you. So as you were doing and you were doing good, I think. So why did you think of getting into partnership with Frappe? What was the major motivation of becoming an official partner with Frappe?
Okay. So our mindset was a kind of proprietary mindset. So in general, we build something and we'll keep something with us.
Okay.
And whenever I attend the conference, Rishabh always insisting, to
I get to
open source everything. So initially it was, kind of not acceptable by, majority of the people. And when you wanted to grow or when you wanted to become in the ecosystem, definitely it will help back to you, and you will also give back to the community as well. So we wanted to be with the ecosystem to make sure that we will be able to grow with the ecosystem. And initially, we haven't participated in any of the discuss or any forum. We ourselves explored and internally, and we have implemented. But in order to get mature yourself, in order to give a kind of attestation to your efforts, in order to certify with the OEM people, whenever you go with the enterprise organization, the first question they will ask is, "Are you certified people? Are you a partner?" So that is something which we were able to think up, and probably yes, we should be in the ecosystem, and to ensure that we will adapt the products that have been available, and also we can contribute more towards the open source ecosystem. And partnership, yes, partnership helped a lot in terms of give a clear roadmap for how to become successful implementations, how to make sure that to build a team in terms of technical aspects. Maybe we might have covered up the technicality 80 to 85%, but by doing certifications, by learning the materials which is available in the partnership portal or whatever, we were able to fulfill the 100% and ensure that we are able to move in the right direction.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So yeah. So I would like to know more about your customers. Can you give certain examples of certain customers wherein you build custom solutions by using Frappe framework for those customers?
Okay, so we have a lot of use cases by building a lot of Frappe. So we have built a lot of big portals in Frappe framework. So a lot of portals powered by Frappe. So which we will be recently we have incorporated. We have built a product for a country called Papua New Guinea, some kind of yeah. So that country, they wanted us to implement kind of climate control products, where we have built the entirety of the process in Frappe framework. So this is kind of customizing and building Frappe application. In terms of implementations, we have done a lot of customization in manufacturing industry. So take a case, Sri Polymer Products is one of our customer. We have implemented ERP Next for the manufacturing. We have done a lot of customization to accommodate the entire process. Last week we went to their organization. We found they are automating everything, in terms of all the process what they have, from the weighing scale to they have a lot of different processes. So every process we covered in by providing either doing customization or configuring the existing system, and we have done the entire implementation. In the service industry, there is a company called Iris. It's a regulated tech company.
Right.
So we have done an extensive customization for them in order to accommodate the entire revenue recognition revenue engine. So we built a revenue engine based on their different business use cases.
Got it.
So these are all very extensive customization, and we have done extensive customization for a company called Plumage. It's a monitor manufacturing company.
Okay.
So where they wanted to have a very simplistic user interface. They actually have an user interface in existing software. They wanted to accommodate a similar kind of. So we built the custom UI screen using pages, custom pages. In
Okay.
Frappe, we have a page, right? So we have built a custom pages where we were able to accommodate the entire user interfaces based on a requirement for entire workflow. And we built real-time dashboards where they have tens of lines, the manufacturing lines where they're having. So every process, every minute when they scan, everything is by scanning, they'll be able to process everything. So everything is in a real time replicated in the dashboard. So that kind of customization we have done across multiple industries.
Great, great. It's great to see that matlab, you have multiple kind of implementations done, right? Be it Shri Polymers, be it Iris, be it a computer organization, right? So you are doing it efficiently. And it was great to hear that you recently visited Shri Polymer and they are automating and I think that eventually brings up the point of having good relationship with the customers, right? Because the customers are satisfied with your implementations, right? And I think it is also one of the critical points for a partner as well to build a critical relationship with the customers, right? So how do you do that? Because we have seen good reviews from your customers of Tridots Tech, right? So I think there's a secret recipe to it, right? Eventually from a pre-sales call to the end of the implementation. Would you like to shed some light on this? How should a partner start off from a pre-sales call to the implementation? Good practices on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, customer experts expect us support. So if
Okay.
we are bringing a right support in place, obviously they will always align with us. And also, we should be able to understand the pain points of the customers. So whenever they have a pain point, rather than just discussing and arguing certain things in during the pain period, probably we should give a solution and then later go and talk to them and ensure that we are able to do.
Got
And for this Sri Polymer, they were able to see our work, and also they invited us for extending the process with the machineries. So we are actually going to do a kind of integrations with the machineries. Probably,
Okay. This
we will get
is
a lot of inputs from the machineries and do another level of automation that we are planning to. It's
great,
all
great.
about the support that we have provided. Say, sometimes, customers expect certain things during the off days, what the time whenever they call. Probably if you're able to make it happen, if you have a bandwidth, then you should be able to do the best to your customer and ensure they are up and running always. So
Right.
that is the primary thing I feel.
So support is the key factor you think, which helps you to drive more customer engagement.
Yes.
Great, great, great. It's great to hear about that. And I have also seen you have actually hosted most of your customers on Frappe Cloud. What do you think of Frappe Cloud?
Okay, so I would like to thank Aditya for this. So such a nice guy. I met him in during one of the meet in Chennai, and
Okay.
I was used to ask him how you guys are hosting the ERP Next kind of platform. So our mindset is something, we use some custom hosting, and we just wanted to understand how ERP Next hosting their for their clients. Initially, they did some services right initially. So he used to mention all the kind of inputs, and there was a tool initially before Prepagro, there was a tool they were using, and somehow one fine morning he come up with the Prepec load. It's a very great product, and for any non-developer, they should be able to simply get into and create a site on the fly. So right now, how we right from installation is key. Sometimes when you do the easy install, initially we used to do some easy install process, it takes a lot of effort. A lot of the steps will be having, and if something goes down in the middle, and we will not be able to figure it out the problem and come out from that is very key. So it helped us to concentrate on the business rather than spending time on these kind of processes, and probably that time is key. So where are we going to spend that time? So do you want to spend time on the actual development or billable activity? Usually the deployment process, whenever we go, we may not be able to bill it in separately or in a higher amount of. So in this case, Frappe Cloud helped a lot, and even we have extended the Frappe Cloud to our organization.
Oh.
See, Frappe Cloud is something is one login. Probably you can create multiple logins, but initially we found in order to share this to the customer, to the employees, and allowing them to push all the stuff needs to be done. So we have extensively used. Since it is open source, the Frappe Cloud itself is open source, we extensively consumed the APIs and we built our internal tool to connect our project management.
Oh,
so whenever we create a project, we have facilitated the project manager to create a site from ER. So we are using ER Connects in our organization for all the process. So whenever we create a project, if the project manager checks to create a site, it will automatically creating a site in Frappe Cloud and give a URL, and need not to get into the Frappe Cloud and handle certain things. So that kind of flexibility we have, and we were able to automate the process.
Got it. So moreover, you didn't want actually your resources to spend time on managing your servers, right? So that is automated and that is taken care by Frappe.
Entire DevOps has been handled, yes.
Yeah, so great to hear.
And moreover, the transparency. So some customers, okay to handle by ourselves. Some of them wanted to have control over certain things.
Right.
So since Frappe Cloud is open and pricing is open, we'll simply allow them to see it in the site, and allow them to choose whatever the plan they wanted. And right. Even we'll be able to create logins for them, and then they can just get into and see what is the dashboards and all will reflects the usage, the memory and the space and everything. They'll be able to track up, and ensures that whenever they wanted to improve the plan, rather than we go and insist, they'll come back to us. Hey, I found this is something slow. Probably can we upgrade the plan? Yes, please, definitely. So this is a kind of maturity it has, and then we will be able to easily concentrate on other aspects rather than a kind of handling the hosting part.
Got it. Sure. So I have this question for you, because ERP Next is free and open source, right? And you previously also mentioned that in India, people or globally, people have this opinion: if the product is free and open source, why there are implementation charges? And somewhat, people do not have confidence if the product is free and open source. They think the quality of the product won't be that great. So how do you tackle that? Or if you're having a debate with someone, what would be your answer to this question?
Okay, so any product, being it as a open source or a proprietary software, at the end of the day, the primary thing will be for the people as service. So service is not a free. So the product is free, but the service that we are implementing, the services for them is not free, right? So, and also, this is not a product where we will take it and deploy it and learn the product, and in one week we can go for the deployment. It requires a lot of efforts to build the team, both in technical and functional. And if the client looks for a mission critical process in place, they have to rely with the right people in place or for the implementation. Right. So, for your question, answer for your question, service is not free. Which we can take the maximum out of the features from the product as a free product, but in order to accommodate the features, expected features for your organization, in order to provide the reliable service, a reliable solution for your organization, you are supposed to go with the proper certified people or a partner for the same.
Right, right. And also people expect if the product is free and open source. So just generalizing this topic over here, because if you see most of the businesses actually move from Tally to an ERP, right? From an accounting software to an ERP software once they scale. But they have the similar kind of expectation because they pay oddly 50, 60,000 for the Tally software. And somewhat they expect similar kind of solution at the similar price, right? So this is the notion which I have seen, right? Because they have this certain kind of expectation. So how do you convince those customers, right? Because they are not using an accounting module; they are actually using ERP as a whole module, right? So what's your understanding on this? Yeah.
Okay. So if you take any proprietary software, what is the flexibility of changing the workflow according to your organization life cycle? It's very
Very.
limited.
Yeah.
One thing. Second, yes, there are some products available where you can go out and customize and according to your needs.
Right.
But what are the fees that you are going to pay for them on a recurring basis? That is very key.
Right.
This product is available for free and it is available free for lifetime.
Right.
Where you can take the entire ownership of the product, where you can either we can keep it in the cloud or you can keep it in your on-premise, and to ensure that you will have your own control over the product rather than keeping a dependency with the vendor kind of thing. There is no vendor lock-in available in this product. So any partner, any valid partner, if you go, they will always stick to this and ensure that they will transparent enough to share the necessary code to the respective team to ensure that they are comfortable to handle the entirety of their customization with them to make sure that they are the ownership of the product.
Right.
So this is something is key for this product, where whatever you do, it is not something that after 1 year or 2 years it will go away. It will be always with you as long as I've seen one company, they're using version 10.
Okay.
From till now they are using version 10.
Okay.
Till now they're like they put a lot of servers in place, and the lot of buying and sales process happening. They don't want to tamper that, because as long as it is working fine, they don't want to touch anything or upgradation anything.
Right.
They are comfortable with the current system. So when I see the reliability of the product is really great, right? So till now almost 7 to 10 years, they are using the system is something is a great thing for any people to get a confidence on this product and start accommodating to the organization.
Right. Got it. Got it. So yeah, this was a very fun conversation with you, wherein I am really uh, inspired by your journey, right? You initially mentioned you started off as a data operator and then running Tridots technology.